Hello, Kingdom Dream Chasers. So it is such an exciting opportunity you have right now. Petra Krebbs is a gift. We go way back, and what she's going to bring to you today is going to really have an opportunity to really shift something inside of you. So I want you to get on the edge of your seat and lean in. But the fun part about this is just episode one of a two-part series that we're going to do. And as she talks, she's going to unfold what that second part's going to be about. So you don't want to miss this, but please allow me, Petra, first to say a big hello.
Hi. Hello,
Um,
everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you, Gail. Thank you for having me.
oh, it's an honor to have you. And we've been talking about doing this for a long time, guys. So it's so fun that she's finally here. We had a hard time getting to the recording button because we just really want to stay chatting with each other. But please allow me to do. She's going to have to sit there and just enjoy all the accolades as I read some beautiful things about Petra, so that you can really understand what a gift you have right now to hear from her. So Petra is a shining positive light, and she ignites people to win their strengths. And you're going to be hearing a lot more about your strengths. Petra Krebs is known as the strengths strategist, and she's been called the Sherpa with the little confetti in her pockets. She's going to have to tell us more about that. With her powerful tools, she empowers and equips women for the journey, believing there's always something to celebrate along the way. Whoop, whoop. Petra's a keynote speaker, leadership and team trainer, executive coach, and corporate consultant with over 2 decades of professional experience in sales and leadership. And our time together goes back, oh, is it almost 10 years now? And even longer. It is her mission to ignite the unique power of individuals, teams, and organizations. So we're not going to be just talking about you. We're going to be talking about your team and even your company. You're going to be seeing get some wonderful insights today, guys. As a dynamic motivator and strategic guide, her authenticity, wait till you see it, and expertise help clients create lasting positive transformations with her unique Power of You programs. Petra has a degree in education and is a certified Gallup Global Strengths Coach, which you'll be learning lots more about. She's a speaker and trainer for best-selling author John Gordon. She's going to be giving you some, if you don't know John Gordon, author of The Energy Bus and The Power of Positive Leadership, there's the Energy Bus book. So good. Back in the day, he spoke to our company. I believe Petra was very instrumental in bringing him to our company. She acts as a strengths advisor and fractional chief learning and development officer for clients who are building and training high performance leaders and teams. So, don't you hear how lucky we are to have her? So, Petra, um, let's just start. Let's give everybody, now that we read the formal stuff, now let's hear I always say the 411 family, where you live, kids, all that kind of fun stuff.
Oh gosh, well, I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to be in this community because direct sales and entrepreneurship really shaped who I still am today. I wouldn't be that person if it wasn't for that period. And I have such a heart for entrepreneurs. I'm still a solo entrepreneur, even though I collaborate with a lot of teams. But it was during that time that a lot of things shifted for me. So I do have two kiddos. You were saying the 411. So I do have two kids, adult children now. And so when you said, gosh, when did we meet? We were doing direct sales together for a long time. And it was such a gift. And you've always been a light in that world to me. So and as I know you continue to be in so many in this industry, but my adult children, I have a son who is actually in Japan. He is teaching English there, and my daughter is married and living a beautiful life. And so my husband and I have been empty nesters for a while, which allows us to really live in our strengths and, do some work that we are passionate about. So that is what I'm doing now.
I love it. All right. So, why don't you start with, we're not going to really go in a chronological order here. So, why don't you start with, give everybody an idea of what the Strengths Finder is, just in general, and then we'll go back to what led you to where you are now in your journey.
Wonderful. Thank you for asking. And so I have another little book. So I shared the energy bus, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then I've got another little book that some of you might be familiar with, John Clifton, the mentor of Clifton Strengths. So if you're familiar with Gallup, they're an 80-year-old research company. The Gallup polls have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of science and surveys that goes into those polls, and all of the data that they share on their website, so gallup.com. But Don Clifton actually invented the Clifton Strengths Assessment. So I think most of us are familiar with personal development assessments. I had taken all of them, Myers-Briggs, DISC, Enneagram is another one of my favorites, and I believe they all hold value in helping us discover and get closer to our what I believe is our God-given design. And so I had not taken Clifton Strengths when our direct sales company closed their doors. I went back to corporate training. That's where I started. I was originally my degrees in education, and then became a corporate trainer. And then when that decade of leadership of entrepreneurs came to an end, I wanted to continue leading people. And so I went back into corporate training and sales, and I had been given the Clifton Strengths Finder as a hiring tool. So Clifton Strengths is a personality assessment that actually divides our gifts and talents into 34 talents and
Mm.
4 domains. So DISC and Myers-Briggs has different domains or different, sections that you live in. And Gallup Strengths Finder has that as well. But it really breaks those domains open and extracts or reveals 34 talents. And because of nature and nurture, some of those talents rise to the top, and that's
Mm.
what we call our strengths. And that particular assessment that was given to me only revealed the top 5, but I became obsessed because it was the first report that I had in my hands that was very unique and extracted some things about me that I didn't even realize were that unique. I thought, well, everybody thinks like that. Everybody does this. But Gallup, actually, the Clifton Strengths Finder is actually 1 in 33 million possibilities that you could have the same report.
Wow.
I always say it's like a fingerprint. It's like your unique DNA. And
Wow.
you and I, Gail, could share the same top 5 but the order of the strengths actually reveal that unique design. So I have my little strengths mug here.
Oh,
So these are
cute.
kind of like my top 5: positivity, strategic, learner, input, and includer.
Oh,
Um, and when I saw that, a lot was revealed
yeah.
in that report. I actually could rewind my life 10, 15, 20 years, even to when I was a little girl, thinking, wow, I have always been this person. And there were some things that were extracted memories that really helped me explain who I was. So the biggest gift that I believe Clifton Strengths gives is that it gives you that knowledge of your strengths, but it gives you a voice and a language to say, hey,
Mm.
here's who I am,
Mm.
and here's what I bring, and also here's what I need.
Mm.
So a lot of times, we talk about living your dream and living in your purpose and living in your gifts and in your talents, but we don't quite have the words or the language to articulate what that is.
Yeah,
And
that
so taking a
identity.
personal development assessment, any of them, I
Yes.
think is an opportunity to get to know yourself better.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I literally was listening to something today all about our identity. And if we don't, and I know you are a beautiful believer and this is God's design and that uniqueness in each of us, but when we don't show up with that identity, he even says it we have a lie identity, LIE, that we have been because of things we were, you're not enough, you can't, who do you think you are? You don't have enough. And so and he calls it the knots. Anyway, so yeah.
Gail, I love all of it. I am totally tracking, and I would say the biggest gift and the passion behind the work that I do is I believe self-awareness is freedom.
Yes.
I believe the more that you know yourself, the more free you are to be living in your unique design, but also the more you know yourself, the more you can know others.
Yeah.
So it's that freedom of exchange of energy and that exchange and identity and recognizing people for who they are and actually valuing that and then loving ourself, right? The Lord says, love thy neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
Well, if we're always trying to change ourselves or fix the stuff that's broken,
Mm.
then how are we loving people? Are we always trying to change and fix them too?
Wow. Yes. Yes.
So it starts with doing the work within ourselves, and and Clifton Strengths has really helped me do that, because here's the other thing that happens is a lack of self-awareness, right? Is a lack of self identity too, and we
Mhm.
take on identities that other people
Yes.
have put on us,
Mhm.
or we go back into our safe mode.
Mm.
And so let me tell you a little bit about my safe mode. I am a first generation immigrant. My parents immigrated to the US from Germany at the age of 12, and I didn't speak English. And so when I first moved here, I went into safe mode of I will hide. I'll
Mhm.
just keep my head down and I'll hide, and nobody will see me and nobody will notice I don't speak English and that I'm from a different country and that I look different. Even though I look different and dress different, I learned right away to get myself some Nike tennis shoes. Right? Because here's what we do is, for me, my safe mode was hiding.
Mhm.
And then that didn't work, because actually when you're walking around with your arms crossed and your head down, you stand out. And so then I thought, well, I'll just blend. I'll blend. And then I, got the Nike tennis shoes and I started blending in. What are other people doing? What are other people saying? Learned the language and so on and so forth. But whatever our safe mode is, from whenever we needed it, when
Mm.
a big life event happened or trauma in our life,
Mhm.
we tend to go back to that. So let's go to direct sales, Gail. I was a teacher, I was a corporate trainer. I'd never sold anything before in my life, but I knew I wanted freedom of schedule. I was traveling a lot, my husband was traveling, and I saw an opportunity and I took a leap of faith, but I was so scared because how am I going to sell anything? And so I went into safe mode. I thought, well, I'll just hide. I'll keep my head down. I'll just do the thing, and I will see what everybody else is doing. And then I started to blend. Okay, what's this person doing? And what's that person doing? And what's that leader doing? And maybe I'll do this. And all the while, right? It didn't feel right. And that's when the energy bus, again, I'll hold it up. John Gordon, shout out to you, John. Somebody handed me that book and I thought, oh, I don't have to sell something. I can build something, because that book is all about culture and leadership and building your bus. Because if you don't do the work at finding out who you are and what your strengths are,
Mhm.
then you end up hitching a ride on somebody else's bus to a
Mhm.
destination that you were never meant to go.
Wow. 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 That's a rewind right there. And I love how you said when you figured out you didn't have to sell something, you could build something.
Yes.
So powerful. And that is such a from a place of such a strong identity and knowing who God created you to be. He's a builder. He created us to create. We put our hand in his and we can build something. You don't have to sell something if you're building something. People want to
Yes.
come along. Oh,
You're
I
building
love it.
something, and you're building something that's lasting. So, to all of the you out there who are building a business,
Yes.
maybe it starts because you have to pay your bills or because you want flexibility in your schedule,
Yes.
but it does not end there. You are building a legacy
Mhm.
of identity, of belief, of empowering others, of bringing people along the journey. And so, Gail, that's what you and I still get to do today. It doesn't end.
It
Doesn't end.
doesn't. I love it. All right. So I want to shift a little bit now into because most of these personality assessments and things like that, they focus on us. And so it's something we talk a lot about in Kingdom Dream Chasers, a kingdom principle. It is about you, but it's not about you. So with Strength Finders, what I'm hearing, I want you to dive into this and flesh it out for all of us. Tell us about it. Is it's because you do learn your strengths. However, then you're able to then use that to see the strengths in others and how, I mean, I don't, I want you to tell us, but, and then how that impact, where I want you to go with it though, is how is that impacting me, making me better, making my relationships better, making me better as a leader, better motivator, better coach, better wife, better parent. So bring that vision for us.
Yes, I love it. I love it, Gail. So self-awareness, like I say, is not for self, right? Self-awareness breeds social awareness. The more I know myself, the more I know you, the more I can look for uniqueness in others because I know what's important to me. I know who I am and who I'm not. Because when you look at that bottom five of your strengths finder, that's where the freedom is. It's like, oh, this is not part of my natural design. This is not something that is strong in me. So I always, when in my coaching practice, so I coach one-on-one, I coach teams. I also am a consultant and help people build strengths-based teams. And so in the coaching, I say the only time we're going to look at the bottom five is if it's in the way of you achieving your goals.
Mm,
And then we look at what you do have, right? But it's a good indicator of what we don't naturally go to. And so Gallup actually says our differences are our advantages.
mm,
So if we have a team of people who have all the same strengths we do, are we really growing?
right.
And I would like to know, I mean, we can't see anybody that's listening right now, but I would like to know, I mean, maybe in feedback to you or this podcast, how many of you are actually in relationship with someone who is opposite of you?
Yes. Yeah.
We admire the differences in others
Yeah.
until the day we don't. Until we're married 30 years and we go, why do you chew like that? Right? I'm teasing. But the truth is the natural design is 1 Corinthians 12:27 says, now you are the body of Christ and each one of you is a part of it.
Mm,
It's the same with our businesses, our teams, organizations. If we can recognize the uniqueness in others and use their top gifting and their top strengths, then people are living a better life. And there's statistics, of course, so many with Gallup, but the ones that I love the most is when you are working in your strengths and you're working with a team or
mhm.
a family, my whole family speaks this language. If you are all speaking the language and all operating in strengths, you are 6 times more likely to be engaged. That's data that Gallup has extracted. You're 6 times more likely to say that you actually get to do what you do best. And here's my favorite. When you are working in your strengths, you are 3 times more likely to have a better quality of life.
Wow. I believe
Who
it.
who would like a triple upgrade in their life? Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I mean, even if it's good, I work with a lot of high performing leaders. And even when life is good, it's like if we're not growing, we're dying. So we want to continually grow. And so that's the exciting part. And so when you say, what does it do for teams? What does it do for families? I'm not a family therapist. And I actually, wouldn't even describe myself as a family coach, but I've been doing this work for 7 years and I've had executives that I've worked with flown their families in to do this work. I say, I'm not a family therapist. And they go, no, but we're a team.
Yeah.
We are a team. And whatever you did for the team is what I want you to do with our family or in our marriage. And it has helped my marriage too. I was married 24 years before I came across this work. And my husband and I took the Clifton Strengths Finder and we exchanged reports. And I was like, you think like this? And he's like, you think like this? And it was like, poof, right?
Wow.
Even though we know each other so well, I said, well, explain this to me. It opens up a language. Like I said, we don't have the words necessarily to say exactly, who we are, or what we need, or what we bring. So, for example, I would say, includer is my number 5. But Gail, I would say it should be my number 1. It shows up in everything I do. And you know
Mhm.
what?
Yeah.
Back then, when I didn't think I was going to be good at sales, it was actually my includer strength that was working because I found a product I loved
Mhm.
and it was so natural for me to invite people on the journey. But guess what happens is when you shine in your natural gifting and you shine in your strengths, they are different for other people. They don't know it, right? So sometimes we think, oh, our uniqueness should be hidden or it
Mhm.
should just blend in.
Mm.
Because people go, oh, don't you feel pushy? Every time I would invite somebody, oh my gosh, you should do this. You should join the team. You should, XYZ and always ranked really high in recruiting. It was my includer. It was because I just wanted people to be part of the culture and I wanted to invite them on the journey. Somebody else may have a different gifting or strength that makes them really good at the business.
Yeah.
But if we don't know what that is, then we're always trying to borrow somebody else's strength. We're always trying to
Yeah.
blend in, right? And we're
Mhm.
not using our unique design.
Oh, this is so good. Really, I'm taking notes. I love this. Tell us a little bit more about, and then I want you to describe some of the, I know you've got some group programs and how people can connect with you. We're not quite there yet, but hang on, ladies, because you're going to be able to hear some of that. But describe a little bit how with strength finders, give everybody an idea if they're like, well, this sounds really good, but it still feels a little mysterious. So kind of walk us through, if someone wanted to do a strength finders, walk us through from step by step what that would look like.
So what I always recommend, Gail, is when you're at the beginning of your strengths journey, is you can go to Gallup.com. I don't sell the assessments. They are
Okay.
sold through Gallup. Now, if I work with a team, I usually like to get a code bundle because then it shows up in my portal. It's easier to do the coaching and the training, but I don't sell them. You can go to Gallup.com directly and take your Clifton strengths. There's a top 5. I recommend the full 34
Okay.
assessment because it does have the full report. And you can see also your bottom, your natural bend that is not there.
Yeah.
That gives you a clue to who you should partner with.
Yeah.
Because the most diverse teams, this is why opposites attract, are actually the most powerful teams.
Wow.
So I would say get the full strengths assessment, and the full report is $59.99. So there is a cost.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's the most accurate assessment, personal development assessment that I've taken. Obviously, I chose to get certified and be here and do this work. But then what I say is look at the report and underline what you believe are true statements about you. Here's the thing, Gail.
Hmm.
We are more than an assessment.
Amen. Amen.
This
Amen.
is one clue, right? It's a foundation of what I do for the work that I do,
Hmm.
but it's not everything because your experiences and your journey and where you come from all is this beautiful design and journey that God has created for you and is guiding you through to get to where he's taking you next. And so, again, underline what you believe is true for you. I have my clients usually circle if they have questions with anything. And so, you can book a 30-minute complimentary call with me to see how you can use this assessment if you wish, or how I can help you. But then I have a 90-minute coaching session that deep dives into the report.
Hmm.
A lot of people will say, oh, it's a reading, or, like, can you read my report, or can you just, and it's not anything like that. It's really a conversation because a great coach, as you know, because
Yeah.
you are one, does not have the answers. We have the questions.
Questions.
The answers are within you. The answers are in within this report, your unique design and your unique experiences. So I would say start with the report, underline, circle. I think the report alone, just like for me, it was a huge insight and had a lot of aha moments. But I do recommend that if you do this with a team or in your family, that you're careful. An assessment can be used as a label,
Mm.
and it is not. And so I have been part of organizations that do not bring a consultant like myself in. They check a box, give an assessment, whichever it is, and don't explain it to the team. Or if you take this assessment and now you're going around your family labeling everybody, that's not the intention of it. Like I said, we are more than an assessment.
Right.
And if you're doing this in a team or corporate environment, have a consultant come in that can decipher and really dig into it because it is a new language. The definitions, and you see some of the words behind me. Positivity happens to be over my head, and it's my number one strength. I did not, this wallpaper just came like that, but that's kind of funny. And so it, those are definitions that Gallup has created for those strengths. They are not Webster dictionary definitions. So
Okay.
it is a little bit of a
Oh,
new language. It's not difficult. It's not, like learning a new language, which I have done. So being bilingual, it's not like that, but it does have a different meaning to some of the strengths. And they're as part of the report. So I would say really dig into that. But start there. And then if you need more help, or you want to to dig deeper in this strengths journey than enlist a consultant or a coach that is certified in this work.
I love it. All right. So as we are starting to wrap up now, we are planning, tell everybody what we're planning to do. And then what the part two of our time together will be, and then how they can connect with you. Because we will have guys, we'll have all kinds of things in the show notes and places where you can learn more about Petra, connect with Petra. But yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Gail. Well, Gail and I have been talking and scheming and just really talking about, each other's business. And I'm just so proud of what you're building and the way that you're supporting people. And we wanted to make sure to get on each other's books so we could have this conversation. But we are planning to have a part two because Gail Root needs to ignite her superpowers, right? Don't you agree?
Yes, I
So,
do.
so this is also an assessment that she has not taken, and so we thought it would be really fun to do a live coaching. So part two, after she takes Clifton Strengths Assessment, will be a live coaching of her report and just a discovery of some of these superpowers, and she can kind of guide you through that. So that hasn't been booked, Gail, but I am so excited to do that part of it.
Well, and I so love this. I mean, guys, can you believe? So when have you ever seen me get coached? So I just love that we're just going to flip this around, and I'm going to do the assessment, and then Petra will coach me through that. And that's what you'll get to be a part of. And you know me, I don't edit my podcast. So whatever comes out, it will be Holy Spirit led, and we will just trust that, it will be what it will be. But yeah.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait. So as soon as we discover the date, we'll know. But as for getting in touch with me, you can visit me at petrakrebs.com. That's my website. There are links there to book a 15-minute connect call, a 30-minute deep dive, and I like to just see how I can serve you. And I do consider myself a connector. If I do not have the resources, I will make sure that I connect you with somebody who does. But I am launching for the first time ever a group coaching cohort. And I use the unique Power of You program in my one-on-one coaching. It's a proprietary program that I've come up with. I take you through the arrow format. A stands for awareness, which is your Clifton strengths. R is for reflection, looking at where you've been. The other R is for release. And that's where John Gordon's amazing work comes in with resilience and strengths mindset and really having that positivity, which I believe is possibility mindset, right? The Lord wants us to move forward in what He has for us next. And then O is ownership, owning our strengths and owning our weaknesses. And W is for win. What does winning look like for you? Do not hitch a ride on somebody else's bus.
Love
Life
that.
is too short. So that's the group coaching cohort. If you sign up on my website to stay connected, then you'll receive the newsletters. You'll receive all of the updates from what I've got going on in my PK world. Those are my initials and also stands for Positivity Keeper. Just like Kingdom Dream Chaser, we have so much in common for just casting visions for others. So it's a joy to be here. Please let me know that you found me here at Kingdom Dream Chasers. I do have special pricing for entrepreneurs and my direct sales family. So please connect with me. I'd love to hear about your journey. I'd love to hear about your story.
Oh, Petra, well, thank you so much. That's amazing. And guys, come back for part two. It will be dropping soon.